Welcome, Libras. How are you doing? This is your reading for the month of August. I wanted to get these out to you guys way sooner, but we had some technical difficulties with the recording device that I used for the readings, and halfway through basically the signs and the monthly readings, it just completely stopped working and it wasn't fixable. So I had to hunt down something that could replace it. So here I am, super excited about being able to record again. And we're not gonna give it any more of an energy. It's in divine timing, it's the right timing. So here we go. And I want to talk about you guys when it comes to timing and when it comes to time in general. I feel more like really literally time, and just sometimes I just feel you guys are a little bit restless, rushed, or feeling like either you want to do so much but you only have this amount of time, or it's like you feel like there's just too many things like that you need to do being asked of you, but you don't feel like you have enough time to get them done, or you kind of feel like your consciousness and it's kind of everywhere, spread it everywhere. So I do feel like either if it's not you that's being a little chaotic, it could be there's a lot going on in your children's life, or if you don't have children, just overall people around you. It just sounds like there's just a lot of noise going on around you. The moment I started recording your reading before this take, it was super silent, sort of, it was kind of silent outside, and all of a sudden comes a guy or a girl, I don't know, someone with a boombox. I know, really old school, I guess. Going back, okay, to the 90s, with some 90s rap music, which I can appreciate, So I think it was some Tupac. I couldn't really hear, but I heard was definitely a 90s rap song. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Maybe you are going back in time. Maybe it was a sign. Maybe you are connected to a phase and a space in your life from the 90s, like when you used to be. Where were you, when you were in that space and time? So I don't know, it's time. It's about time. Like you're either reminiscing about a certain time, or you are trying to find some time to just breathe, relax, heal, do things that you feel like doing, instead of kind of coming up short time with only things you have to do, things on your to-do list, and not really feeling and sensing there's any space. But that's where August is about. It's a kind of sort of finding a balance between doing the stuff that you want to get done, or you feel like should get done, versus the things that you just feel like doing, and granting yourself that and those things, not all the way at the end while you have everything done, just in the right there in the middle, just like a like a Leo, like a cat. The cat is playing, cat takes a nap. That's what the cat wants. The cat gets up, wants to go get some food. He does this, he needs to wash himself, but right in the middle of washing, he takes another cat nap. It's like just, and then they wake up, they go, they continue. It's like understanding that there's space in being structured. There is space in I feel like following the structures, following the things that are expected of you, versus just you being you, just doing you. If you could in some way, shape, or form create some space for that. If somebody invites you on some last minute something, just go, just try it out. Wow, that card. It says embrace the moment. Embrace the moment, with the beautiful sun behind it. You see in the rainbow. Obviously the sun is the ruler of Leo season. So here we go. It says embrace this day, this very moment. Think positively today and repel those negative thoughts. Try not to judge yourself or others. This may be harder than you think. What is actually happening is that you are changing your energy. So there is a change in how you approach things, how you feel about things, because I do feel like there's just been a lot of anxiousness or restlessness or uncertainty. Like that energy is what I'm feeling around you guys, that really isn't serving anyone, and it really is normal and it's logical when a lot of things happening at the same time, or a lot of things come at you at the same time, or just a lot is happening with someone who's close to you, and obviously it brings about this feeling of a little bit of like, oh, here we are, we gotta deal with this. I get it, but understand where your responsibility ends and where another person's responsibility begins. Often we feel a little too responsible for other people's well-being, other people's happiness, other people showing up for themselves in their own lives, even though we would never put anyone in that position to take that responsibility for us. But yet we end up kind of, especially as cardinal signs, right? Cancer, Libra, Aries as well, definitely, and Capricorns, we put ourselves in a position where we play a role that we would never kind of even want to need another person to play for us, even though that's something that we just do so natural. Like we take care of our own well-being and our own mind and our own thing, but then we take up another mind and another well-being and another thing, and another health and another this and another that, and we remind what their schedule is and when they need to be at a doctor's appointment. We send them good luck wishes in the morning. It's like, it's a lot. I'm hearing it's a lot. Okay, Libra, so I'm not gonna continue channeling in this energy because it's just going on and on. It's just like a roundabout energy, and I need to get off this roller coaster. So let's shift the energy a little bit. Let's just pick up some tarot cards and see where that brings us, because we definitely painted the pictures of the current energy or maybe a recent past. Let's just see where you're moving towards. I mean, you have a new moon on the 16th in your 11th house. We just had your full moon in your 5th house. So that once again brings a little bit of that chaotic energy, which not only is should be perceived as negative. I think really it also really helps us get unstuck in sort of a loop, and really look at things from a fresh perspective. A more heart-lighted perspective as well, being able to sort of breathe new life into old things. All right, here we are. We have the 8 of Swords, yeah. Exactly that 8 of Swords, just feeling like you have 120 reasons to stay in this, because for whatever 120 reasons you can give me right now, but you're not truly stuck. Of course, these swords that keep us in the same position, and this blindfold that is keeping us, from seeing clearly, and this rope that probably feels pretty tight if you are not capable of really even looking at it, it feels real, and it is real. It is there. It's not something like, it's only imaginary. No, it's there, but there's also just as much as that is real. What I also really seeing represented here is that, it's not too late. You definitely still have a lot of ways out of here. But it's also really only her that can save herself from this. When she's like, okay, I'm gonna have to start somewhere, get myself unstuck here. I feel this way. I feel, maybe some of you feel trapped. Maybe some of you feel pressured. Maybe some of you feel just closed in. And really, being honest with yourself, this is how I'm feeling, and I don't want to feel this way anymore. So how am I going to undo this? Instead of staying stuck in a loop of, I'm feeling this way, I don't want to feel this way. I'm feeling this way, I don't want to feel this way. So getting yourself out of a position like this, it does need some change. It does need a different approach. Like, if it's just going to stand there, it's just going to continue to be there, So it does take a form of action, a form of change, either in the way she or he, the person is looking at it, or the way, you can't always change how you feel about it, but you can change how you react to the feeling that you receive from it. And with that, you can change the situation, which basically you start feeling different towards the situation. It's work, of course. It's not just, with a lot of things, doesn't just happen overnight. We fall back, in this position sometimes. That's okay. But being committed to wanting the change and trying out new ways and trying out to see if, like, hey, is there a way that can, like, wiggle me, wiggle this away? Can I create some space? Yep, you can. Look at that, 4 of Swords. So with the 4 of Swords, you already take a major leap into wanting to see that change, understanding also that it doesn't just happen overnight, but you are definitely going through this phase where you are slowly but surely start to see the results and start to see the change and start to feel different and better and more inspired again. And yeah, so that's really good. 4 of Swords, great energy. Then we have the Page of Swords and the 8 of Wands. It's going pretty quickly. It's going pretty quickly because I feel like once you understand what does it exactly represent to you, who these swords are, who or what these swords are for you, around here with the 8 of Swords and the 4, you're getting quickly like ready to just make that change, make that shift, but also understand that in every situation there's something that can serve you. When we, end a certain situation, we gain something from it. And I feel with the Page of Swords and the 8 of Wands, you really are ready to sort of, I'm hearing like, I'm willing to fight back. I'm willing to, not to gain something from someone else, just take something back. Like your energy back, your peace of mind back, your balance back, your happiness back, your peace, So overall finding your center. Feeling more grounded, basically, with the Queen. Look at that beautiful 8 of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. It's like, whew, much better. Feeling much better. It's like a situation maybe got you thinking that you weren't that queen, but you are. Whether you're a man or a woman, I mean, like that Queen of Pentacles hits different than the King of Pentacles. It's like, I'm hearing, see who has all the answers. Wow, that's beautiful. See who has all the answers. Okay, so I saw falling over was the 5 of Pentacles, and I have the Ace of Pentacles right here. Yep. It's not as easy as a simple story of starting to really feel this level of sadness or neglect of the 5 of Pentacles. Doesn't just happen overnight. It comes through the little cracks of neglect and accepting behavior or just letting things slide. Slowly but surely, it kind of becomes the new normal. But not, it's often the ones that seem so minor, the ones that we can deal with, the ones that we are capable of, giving, and someone is not calling us back. Oh, well, they probably are busy, or, maybe they don't have their phone on them, or, and then they just call you, but they don't mention the fact that they didn't call you back for like 4 days. And it's like, what, I'm going to let it slide. It's fine. And it's like, it goes on and on and on. And it kind of becomes like a bigger thing, and it becomes bigger. And then they all of a sudden don't come home at all. And it's like, it just slowly but surely, it doesn't just, happen overnight. It's what I'm feeling. But what I am sensing is what you are realizing, which brings you back into that Queen of Pentacles energy, especially when it comes to your finances and your independentness. And independence can come through finances, yes, but also really come through the level of trust you have in yourself, in your own abilities, in your own company, like, you know, how well you're capable of showing up for yourself and protecting yourself. And I want to take a little bit away from the word protect, because protect often comes in like, I have to put up boundaries, I have to put up walls and keep people out. I think like it's staying loyal to that side of yourself that maybe you give away, and someone takes a spot and a place of a thing that you normally give to yourself, and they take that seat. Sometimes, you know, when it comes to like love and validation and loyalty and just appreciation of your sense of self, appreciating yourself and giving someone else that role, and then they don't take it with caution, and they are not aware and they're not conscious, they're not grateful, they're just taking it for granted, and they leave you feeling neglected. And so that's one side of it, and the other side is like, oh, maybe you felt financially quite secure, and it might be a little bit of a dip and a dab, you know, in the month of August. Like, you're like, whoa, I thought I was gonna have this and that saved, and here I go buying a new washing machine. Goodbye savings. You know, like, I don't know, like something like that. But understand that it will come right back to you. So don't be afraid to like pay your bills if you know, can, and, you know, just send it out there with love, and it will come back to you, because that's what I'm seeing as well when it comes to your finances. Like I said, swift changes. I wasn't expecting to needing to buy a whole different device in order to like continue to do the thing that I was already doing, right? But I had to, so I gotta trust that it comes back to me threefold. I already feel, well, the feeling that it brought to me was already like worth a lot. A feeling of like, I see a solution coming in. I can like soon get back to what I want to do, and that's send out these readings, right? So Ace of Pentacles with Three of Wands, yeah, it's coming in. Like, you see your ships coming in. I'm hearing shops coming in. I don't know, some of you may be having like, you know, working on a shop or physical store goes through a transition and becomes a online store, and you weren't really maybe on board before, and now you are, and you're committed and all of that, and then it becomes really successful. But you had to like switch your energy towards it. You felt like, you know, maybe it wasn't really giving you what you, maybe you thought it wouldn't give you the thing that you thought you can only get from a physical store, and actually it ends up doing that and more. So the Four of Pentacles with the Page of Pentacles, not everything we hold on to is actually holds that, you know, as much value as we might expect. So when something has been taken away and you overcome that shock of something, you know, going away, and you open up to seeing like, hey, what's left now? Maybe actually what's left now is space for you to heal, space for you to thrive, space for you to create something new, something way better, and being less depending on how they do or do not show up in your life. Because the Queen of Swords, yeah, it's with the Page of Swords turning into the Queen of Swords, you're quickly learning how to approach yourself, how to talk to yourself, how to motivate, and also how to demotivate yourself. And understand that you have a sharp tongue, Libra. Maybe to other people, yeah, but also really to yourself. You have Judgment coming in. See, it's coming back to you. It's like, if you want to beat the competition, Libra, you just only, really, truly have to tune into your own authenticity. Do it the way you want to do it. Do it the way you feel like doing. Do it the way that it fits you. Buy and sell what you would want to buy and sell. You know, sell what you would want to buy. How would you want to look at it if you entered that store? Or how would you, I don't know, like want to have another person treat you and treat yourself that way. It's like really setting the example, but how you treat yourself is key. It really is key, because they're letting you know, like, pouring water back in your own cup. Understand, every time you do it, it just becomes more fruitful, almost, what I'm getting. So something that used to maybe put you back, make you feel bad, make you have like a couple bad days, make you feel low energy, all of that, like things that used to be the things that you will instantly either be hard on yourself about, telling yourself, you see, I have this and that, and that's nobody, nobody's gonna, find me this or that, or whatever, like certain viewpoints you can have of yourself. Because if you're capable of being your own biggest critic, and if you can tell yourself all this, all these things already that can be perceived as painful or hurtful or disappointing or cruel almost, right? Like if we can be that person for ourselves, then the world can touch you. Obviously there's a lot of coping mechanisms, and it's that behavior is quite common, even though it's sad and it's so unnecessary and everybody deserves better. That doesn't mean that it's not very common. And sometimes we're not even really aware, because in a lot of ways it comes in very refined ways. It's not just so extremely out there, it comes in little moments, like when you spill a drink, and then you just become mad at yourself. Like you say, oh, you're so stupid, you're so stupid. Like, what? Would you say that to someone else pouring you a drink, and then, you're like, oh my God, you're so stupid? Be like, no, it's fine. It's fine. You spill drink. Like, let me get like a tissue or something. Like, wait, I'm going to get you something. Let me help you clean. And understanding that there's so much power if you are approaching yourself from the same space. You didn't pour or spill a drink on purpose. And obviously it's debatable. Like, I could have been more conscious. I need to, I can't just be so quick with things. I need to take more time. And it's like, being very harsh on yourself. But first, just becoming conscious of it. Not like, oh, I need to change that and become super hyper aware of how I'm talking to myself. But no, when you do find yourself in one of those moments and you hear yourself talking to yourself, that's the moment where you're like, noted. I'm just noting it at this point. I'm not trying to change something all of that is like, because then you might find a little bit too much of a hyper focus on it as well. Just let it all happen naturally, but becoming aware of it is already a lot of work. But the Queen of Wands is really, really good at that. She understands that in certain things she is different. She thinks different. She maybe looks different. She chose different things. She doesn't just follow the crowd. She does it the way that she feels guided to do it. And she's been through it, and she's been hurt, and she's been disappointed in life, and she's been not accepted by people that were close to her. But she continued to go. She continued to thrive. She continued to believe in herself. And then at one point she became that person, and she was already within always. She started to see her own worth, and then took the throne, and people felt inspired by that. It's very strong energy of that feminine healing that I'm seeing popping through in your reading. Strong, dominant force of feminine strength, and that can just by itself be a representative, because the mental, the physical, the emotional strength of a woman, right? In a woman, in a feminine, in the feminine, divine feminine, is something completely different as the physical strength, maybe in a masculine energy, which also by itself helps us out here and there. Not only physical body, but it's just physical and like showing up in a world in that form. But that feminine strength grows way deeper and is very I'm hearing unwaverable, which I don't even know if that's a word. Just blame it on the guides, okay? Unwaverable. It's a word now. It's what I'm hearing. Okay. It's stand fast. It's rooted. It's grounded. It's there to come home to. It's there something that supports you on every journey. It's once you come home to that inner strength within your sense of self, you'll be able to breathe differently. And when life gets a little crazy and chaotic, you have this space where you automatically gain a resource of strength from, and a source of level-headedness that then gets combined with that beautiful cardinal energy, and you'll find a solution, and you won't bully yourself through that. Because eventually you always fix everything, Libra, and I know, but does it have to go in through that much of, resistance and pushing and that many swords? I don't believe that. I think there's another way. The Eight of Swords. I think there's another way. You deserve to find that other way. All right, let me grab up one more Keeper of the Light Oracle for you guys. It says, Teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. Yep. Especially with the Queen of Wands right there. You have something important to share. Follow your inner call. Don't let anything stop you, Libra. No more. No more holding back. No more dimming your lights. It says focus intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the possible outcome and infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. Ooh, okay, Libra. I love that energy for you guys. All right, I hope that there was something helpful in this reading. I hope you could connect to it and it brought you in some way, shape, or form some guidance. If it did, please hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you're not, please subscribe. And I'm just sending you lots of love. I really do appreciate you guys a lot. And I'll be back soon, all right, with another one. Bye, Libra. Bye.